Pinky punishment, exercise 1 in D. One more time. Okay, now what we're doing over here is we're starting with a slide to fret 12 on the second string. So we're starting fret 10 to 12. And we're going to pedal from and to this note the whole way through. So it's going to go super slow motion. You can see and hear every second note is this one. And if you got a guitar with 22 frets, it works out really well because your last note is D. And D is the relative major for B minor. So D major, two sharps being F sharp and C sharp. We're starting on B because we thought we might like to get a B minor to D major type of feel, resolution, resolving, whatever terminology you fancy. But B minor and D major are related, that's important. And the trick over here is to get the pinky working and to work on your stretches, which means that the thumb goes quite low behind. You can see my thumb is really way behind the neck there to help me get the stretch. If I bring my thumb over, my hand naturally closes. I really can't get to fret 22 now. If you're playing a strap with 21 frets, it's not going to work, but you could simply just stop on the note C sharp, which means you're stopping on the major seventh for those that know the theory, and it's still a really cool exercise. Or you can take it down to fret 10 and do this in the key of C major instead, which we'll obviously do another exercise more in depth, but slow motion. That's the key of C major, for example. Okay, anyway, let's do it again, slow motion. Now, very important is the rocking between the first finger on the first and second strings. You can see that movement. I'm just going to move the camera a bit so you can get a different sort of perspective on that movement of the finger there. You can see it going from here. Because if I keep it down on both, I'm going to get both notes ringing. We don't want that. So we want to work on getting the finger rocking from there as it releases the second string to go to the first. It keeps it quiet. So very nice movement, very nice technique, very useful technique. Now I've intentionally done this study with a higher gain, a lot of overdrive, and that's not to hide my mistakes, but to bring my mistakes to the foreground. Because if I've got any string noise, even the slightest bit, my guitar is going to make a noise. So a lot of gain, a lot of distortion, a lot of overdrive, and then try and get it through. Now I'm just going to focus one more time onto from the front view so you can see the frets and the positionings, and let's take it through, and you will see obviously the notes on the PDF file that will be accompanying it as well. We're sliding from 10 to 12. That's your starting note effectively. Go down to 12 underneath it. Back there, fret 14, which is the F sharp. Back to the B. Bring the pinky in, G. Notice the pinky is being used a lot now, and every alternative note is the B note. Those are octaves. The B note over here, now the pinky. And then we're going to go, okay, so a bit of a stretch there. Get comfortable with the camera. C sharp, and then onto the last note over there. Now on the picking technique, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit there so you can see both hands a bit better. If you can do a sort of an alternating, watch my picking hand now, try and get a better view onto him. And watch the picking hands technique. So you can see that down, up situation going the whole way through. So you got that movement the whole way through. So don't only downstroke it, please don't only upstroke it. Very important, down, up the whole way through. And very important as well, first get it sounding smooth slowly. Make sure there's no string noise. So this will be a really bad one. Here's a bad one. You can hear the strings aren't clear. So make sure slow. And at no time do you want to hear two or more notes ringing at the same time. Very, very important. So a lot of string control. And what you can also do is keep your thumb, your picking hand thumb, really close onto the guitar. You can see I'm not doing this or up in the air. My thumb is actually resting on my top strings over here. So these strings here are actually silent because the thumb's resting on them. Very important technique, especially for those that like high gain and overdrive distortion. Get your thumb resting on the guitar. It's really going to help. One more time from this angle. You can see the thumb movement there. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Hope you enjoy this one. And we'll see if you can hold it. That last note a bit there, just for commitment on the pinky. It's really going to work well for you. Hope you enjoy this one, and we'll see you for a second video with some more pinky punishment later. Have a good week. Take care. Thank you.